Alright, I'm a few minutes late. Those of you watching the VOD probably don't care. And those of you that would care probably aren't in yet. So, anyways, I guess I'll explain why I'm late in a minute when people actually get here. If you're watching the VOD, thank you very much. If you don't mind hitting subscribe at some point while watching this, if you're enjoying it, that would be cool. Should probably get some music going. Hey, Longilla, Chaz, Fielder, what's up? Pretty quiet. I had to reinstall my Streamlabs chatbot. It wasn't working, so that's why I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. He loves pudding. What's going on? Lorraine, Justin Beard, John. Yeah, let's get some music going in the background. Some wonderful Robert music. Well, I'm trying. Let me see if I need to do something. It's funny how often things just don't work. No, I can hear it. Let's figure out why you guys can't hear it. Audio. Hey, Quicksana. What's up, Dozakar, Tannhauser, Talet? Hopefully this doesn't blast years in a second. Guess not. Alright, let me try something else. Let's see. No clue. Properties. No clue. No clue why you guys aren't getting any audio from the... At least it's not like anything important going on, right? You could hear it? What about now? How loud is it? It's not showing me anything in the monitor. That's perfect, or is it too loud? I literally, I can't see. The little equalizer bars aren't doing shit for me. It's okay now? So I've got perfect and it's okay. So somewhere between and just fantastic, huh? I moved it off screen. Yes, yes. Sorry. I'm hoping to do other stuff. Perfectly okay. I mean, I'd have. Here you go. Here you go. I'll even replay this. Hey, Zukin. Hello, Zukin. Zukin. Hello, buddy. I am not ignoring you today, Zukin. Kumadar, hello. Kumadar, I'm still trying to figure out how I was screwing up your name last time. Was I saying Urshin instead of Erskine? He Loves Pudding said I made a cacio de pepe cheesesteak for lunch today. It kills. All right. I first read that as you made that for your child today, and I was like, you're going too far, buddy. I forgot to, yeah. I feel bad about stuff like that. I know you're like, oh, don't worry about it, but I hate messing people's names up. So since we've added both Kumadar / Erskine and Eric, they've been plowing in, and on the editor side of things, Eric, it's been really cool seeing just how much is getting updated in Confluence behind the scenes. I don't know if I can convey how much of a help that's ultimately going to be, and it's nice because now I'm starting to dig out all the folders that I have of notes and shit that I need to get into Confluence, and I think that's going to be a big win there. But definitely, that's going to be one of those behind the scenes, sort of force multiplier type scenarios that you guys may not fully appreciate because it's kind of hard to convey. But maybe at some point we'll be able to kind of show what that means or show the impact. And then Kumadar here in chat has come right in and done a fantastic little area designed out an area after we had a quick meeting on it, wrote it up, really good stuff. So it's cool to see those guys hit the ground running. For those of you interested, we've got a texture artist who's been trying out behind the scenes, doing really well. Also from a country here in Europe. We've got an animator who's been doing some stuff, and Erkenstaff's been looking at it and doing well. That's coming along. So that'll bolster our animation side. Everything goes through there. Also in Europe. And then we've got somebody that's wanting to help Robert on the audio, like sound effects and implementation and stuff side of things. Who's sent some stuff over. We'll see if he keeps at it. And also in Europe. So building up the force over on this side of the ocean. Sounded kind of lame when I said it that way. Alright, let me see. Do I need to pull anything? What's up, Darius? Hey, Enduro. It's all night tonight. I'm gonna need you guys if anything gets jacked up on the audio side, you're gonna have to let me know. Cause like I said, for whatever reason, the monitor isn't showing me anything. I'm sure it's just user error, but I really don't know how to fix it at this point. Does this mess anything up? What about that? Okay. I'll stop playing with it. We'll figure it out later. I'll go blind. Good call, Grumpy. You just had bariatric weight loss surgery? Is that like where they bind your stomach or something, or what is that about? Hum Jum Jabba. There are no we have no info on next playtest. Wish I had something for you, but we don't have anything yet. So the sugar-free Monster Energy Ultra, I mean, it almost tastes good. I think I have to get I think I just have to drink. It's got to have sugar, otherwise it's just it feels off to me. They removed 80% of your stomach and connected the bottom to your lower intestine. They also fixed a life-threatening mesh that I had put in 10 years ago for a hernia that was killing me. It's stuck inside my bowels. That's possible? Whoa. How did you, can I ask? Like, how did you know that was happening? What's up, Ollie? I didn't. I just knew I had pain like a ripcord tearing through me for years. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'd scream in pain, go to the ER, get told you're just fat. So they found it, fix it. Yeah, I've got a hernia mesh as well, and I've been amped at the amount of punishment that thing's been able to take. But I'm glad you got it fixed. Rolling around in pain is no fun. And rolling around, by that I mean walking around. It's not a fat joke. There have been some lawsuits for hernia mesh. They didn't work quite as expected, at least in the US. My hernia mesh was done in the US. And it fell when I didn't have insurance. So before I left the US, there was like a year and a half. So I had to sign up for new health insurance, and I thought the doctor that I was dealing with for my, I think we were still figuring out that it was a hernia. The doctor that I was dealing with at the time, was in like one network or whatever, and when I went to sign up for my new healthcare, it looked like he was in the, like, I would be able to use him in that network. and I'd forgot to check like one thing. And so that day I signed up, like called up, got got everything signed up for my health insurance, and something like clicked, or I talked to the clinic again and was like, oh shit, let me check something else right after I signed up for my health insurance, and realized he wasn't in network. I needed to have like used a different one, right? If it was like, you know, I won't use actual names, but if it's like Blue Battle Hammer, I needed to be in like, you know, either like Blue Battle Hammer Plus or some shit or whatever it was. And so I immediately call up the place that I just signed up with and was like, hey, I actually need to be in this other insurance. And they're like, so would you like to cancel your insurance? I'm like, yeah, because I need to go to this other insurance. And so they're like, all right, if you're sure. I canceled my insurance, called the other place up and was like, hey, I just signed up for this other one, but I had to cancel it. I need to sign up for yours. And they're like, yeah, you can't sign up anymore. You'll have to call us. Basically, you'll have to do it next year. I was just, so I paid for my hernia surgery out of pocket. Dude. Oh. Love it. Ah. Alright. Weather. Cool. Chronic 1904 says, if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide to leave the US and move to the EU? Also, what country did you move to? I've got too many arrest warrants in too many states in the US. I'm kidding. Whoa, Grumpy. Too far. No, I lived in, that's when you hear the flashbang go off and FBI comes through the ceiling. No, I lived in Germany as a kid twice. And really loved it. My dad was stationed here and just really thought Germany was cool. I only made it back one other time for the Leipzig Game Convention when that was around. And warrant for my arrest because of the books and Planes of Power. I mean, that makes sense. Let me fix the screen. Now I know why it was set up the way it was. I think. You guys probably don't need to see this. So anyways, I just always wanted to come back. When I visited Leipzig, I loved it. Germany was still kind of Germany, the way I remembered it. And I had an opportunity to take a job. I knew a guy who knew a guy. One of the guys that I knew from the EverQuest days, even though he worked at Mythic and not at Sony. One of my former guides who wound up becoming a game developer as well. He introduced me to a buddy of his who was his roommate while he was at this company in Germany. And we hit it off. I interviewed for the job and I moved to Hamburg for 2 years. From Hamburg, I wound up going to Sweden for 3 years. And then I've moved back here because my wife's German. Met my wife in Hamburg. We moved back here so that I could keep working on the game while she practices. She's a dental surgeon. So, yep. That's my story. Chronic said, very cool. I always had a fascination with Germany. Took it in high school. Always wanted to visit. It's worth the visit. It's a rad place. How many years did you take it in high school? Hey, Robert. What's up, buddy? Was it complicated getting all your papers in order and move to Germany? Not complicated, just tedious. Talking about bureaucracy earlier with the healthcare thing. Yeah, they're just, I mean, it's Germany, right? Like it's a well-earned stereotype. Fortunately, going to Germany the first time, the company that hired me took care of all of the paperwork. I had like a representative who ran me through everything, made sure that we got things squared away. She did it relatively quickly and pain-free as well. So props to that lady. And then the coming from Sweden to Germany, my wife is actually, she's really German when it comes to like paperwork and stuff. She gets into it. So we were able to use her powers of bureaucratic like navigation and thinking to mitigate the government's bureaucratic prowess. Unchained said, I've been thinking of going back to Germany lately. Well, why not? You're in tropics now? Pretty nice. Okay. Then I can see why not. But why have you been thinking about coming back to Germany? So Ollie, look. They do a pretty good job so far. Like I think there's a hitch in the walk animation period. I don't think that's nav mesh or geo related really, but and there's some sliding, but again, these guys have barely been touched. So if you observe here, our dear Simon has done a great job of ensuring that there's kind of different paths, so you don't always have to like just go hopping upstairs. So, you know, there's a little bit foot sliding going on in the anim. There's a little bit of a pop in the walk, I think, because again, it was just like a placeholder walk that we put in, and there's a little, I think maybe there's a little something going on with the nav mesh that needs to be cleaned up, but overall. Hey Esam, what's up, buddy? Oh, it may not be an animation, maybe an interpolation issue, Ollie says. Oh, rad. Okay. So, I just threw a couple of guys in here earlier in different points because I was very curious to see whether or not we're going to have any problems with them navigating certain areas. I wanted to make sure their height was correct. I've been using 1.5 height for the scouts in like glass flats. Yeah, glass flats. But the but these guys are 1.25 now. So I shrank these guys down a little bit. They're still pretty big though. But let me... They're still pretty big. I mean, because Ogre is not by any means a small character. So they're still pretty gianty. And then the guys that are out wandering, I think will if it doesn't cause animation issues, which it shouldn't. I don't think this is because of their scaling. Excuse me. Then you'll probably run into some bigger guys that are walking around different areas. So I'll probably keep like the scouts and stuff a little bit bigger. Big brute. But yeah, I mainly just wanted to start looking at scale of geometry because I got pretty concerned that the guys that I'd put in game and kind of like their size were bigger than what Simon might have been using for his scale model. So, you just saw a documentary about the guy with the biggest hands in the world. Do they match? Is he a big guy or is he just got like weird baseball glove hands? Speaking of which, I've heard from the prosthetic place. The prosthetic place that I wanted to get the cool robot finger, the actuating finger. So far, the story is that my stub is too big, and it doesn't work with their equipment. I thought they were like custom making them and everything, but guess not. I'm too stubbly. My stub is too mighty. So, but anyway, to their credit, I commented about that fact on one of their Instagram posts, and they actually shot me a message. And Hannah in Cologne from Osur, the company that owns that company, credit goes out to her. She's been talking to me for like a week and a half trying to find out what's actually going on, and she's lining up a phone call with the, not her like parent company, but the company that actually manufactures the prosthetics, to talk to them about the fact that it doesn't fit. So even if it doesn't work out with getting one, I will give kudos to the company's customer service for sure. So good job, Hannah. Thank you. And I've now noted that their customer service is good to all 12 of my viewers. That is the power of being an influencer. So like the circumference, or you need to cut more off the finger? I believe cut more off, but I mean, it's like, I mean, that's just bone. That whatever, it's just. So I'll be curious to see what he says. I still think it's insurance related. I think they looked at my insurance and were like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, dude fits through doorways. That's nice. But I do think I might have Jasmine convinced to buy a 3D printer sometime in the next year. So if it works out that they won't provide me with one of their awesome looking actuating prosthetics, then we've got a nice 3D printer project. Are these giants friendly or mean? They are mean. Yeah, the problem D-Love's putting is that there are no good 3D printed finger designs that I've seen. I don't like any of them. So I'd want to be able to experiment and design something that's an improvement on what's out there. What happens if you use that wizard force push ability? Which, do you know the name of it? Too big is absurd. Tanami-san said they should be able to fit to anything. Insurance, on the other hand, yeah, they'll do anything not to pay. Yep. We know what he's going to use that 3D printer for. What do you think? I actually don't know what you're thinking. It could be any number of bad things. Do you think I'm going to... M&M figurines? Yes. Probably. We need M&M. I need to make some memories with some monsters. Dart and Weeple, are you coming in here to badger us for a playtest? I don't think that's going to, I don't think it's going to work. Hey, what's up, Sparrow? How have you been, lady? Simon, I was just saying, I threw some guys in here just to double check scale because I was like, oh shit. I know the guys that I've been running around in glass flats are pretty big. And so I was like, oh no. So I put a guy in here. Because I've been using 1.5 for the guys that are out there. But I went with 1.25 for the guys, these guys, and I think they look good. So I'm thinking I'll keep I'll keep certain roamers and stuff at 1.5 and keep these guys at 1.25 and we'll be good. But overall, Simon, here, I want to show you something cool. I was just showing them notes. Because we were talking about whether or not they would go up and down the steps easily without like special nav mesh stuff. And so I threw in some various test cases. Look at him, he's going up steps right now, speaking of which. Busy, life is lifing. Yeah, that does happen, Sparrow. So 2 questions for you, Sparrow. Have you been getting a chance to play Pantheon and or AOC at all? I'm curious. Because I haven't looked specifically, but I also haven't seen any videos pop up, and I was curious about that. What's up, Monotonous? Speaking of videos. Wyatt's been doing some Pantheon, 1K backer. Right on. Hopefully you've been having fun. Let's see. Yeah, I can't afford a 3D, a metal 3D printer. D-Loves Pudding. Darton says, now I was considering playing EQ again until M&M comes out, but EQ is just depressing now. Keep badgering them for a new P99. Nope, haven't played either. Gaming's really limited at the moment. I'm sorry to hear that. Sounds like things really are busy. Lorraine said, played both Ashes Friday through Sunday till they got hit by a major DDoS. Ugh. And then in Pantheon during the week. Nice. Good to hear. Unchained. What did I say? Good one? What? Oh, badgering for the new P99? Dude, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Who do we need to talk to, Ollie? Eating around says, frustrating when I leave watching this nice stream to go on a work call, only for the client not to show up for 10 minutes, then email me the meeting's canceled. Super great. Not mad. Nope. Also, hi everyone. Hey, well, at least, I mean, it could be worse. You could be stuck with a shithead client for a long time, and that's no fun. So Ollie wants me to, was it specific to that one location where I use force push, or, and what was the name of the spell again? I think it'd be funnier if I do this one up here, though. How's Kella Thick looking? Good. Didn't go too far. I mean, it went pretty far. It's just, they're real big. If I put M&M assets in EQ, will we send you a cease and desist? Maybe. That might be fun to do. A little cease and desist. Haven't done that yet. Is the spider/orc dungeon in the forest area supposed to rival Wormsbane? What spider/orc dungeon in the forest? Somebody's feeding you full of bullshit spoilers. Somebody's lying to you. The one from the concept art. Oh, Goblin just concepts all sorts of stuff. Need a spoiler alert system. It would just be going off left and right. Y'all fix your broken stuff yet so we can playtest? Sneaky Russian, I don't know if Ollie's still in here, he can answer whether or not he fixed all of his broken stuff. It wasn't that it was like, it wasn't that it just magically broke or anything. There was stuff, there was a huge refactor on abilities and things that went on in some similar work. I mean, we may have had some broken stuff, but I think for the most part it was a big ability refactor, which allows us to do more things and better. And it sounds like that's kind of getting wrapped up in terms of testing that. There was naturally some bugs that we went into playtest with, and I think since the last stress test, we did several more optimizations, but I would have to get a breakdown from tech for this update that I need to be putting out this weekend. That maybe details that in more more detail. It's funny, if I look over and I see Twitch chat, I'll read something randomly. Like Scarfy Bard said, gonna need a cat room for Twitch people like me. And I just look over and my eyes read room and it just comes out of my mouth. So watch what you put in the chat so I don't get in trouble. I don't need you guys getting me in trouble. It's not ADHD, it's my brain's. My brain and my mouth are not always connected in the right way, obviously. ADHD is not in my brain. ADHD is in your brain. When you force kick a giant off the cliff, does he walk around the mountain to go back to spawn, or does he climb? Oh, that's an interesting question. We can try that really quick. It may take 2 tries to get him off the cliff. Stunned him. No, you need to keep going. Here's 100 people with ADHD and 5 people with no soft skills to manage them, all given one simple goal to make an impossible amount of money. We call it the games industry. We think it's going to work great. I have a controversial take on that. He can't fall. He's too powerful. We can do this the other way. Again, keep in mind that animations and stuff are still in progress while you're watching this. You know the drill. Totally awesome feet. Do you like the toes? Sparrow, are you a foot person? Will giants be multi-group content target? I don't know that that's the plan at this time. Not a foot person? Yeah, me neither. Zukin said he had the toes made special. Zukin's a foot person. Tsunami-san asked, have you considered a charge-up spell of this type so that the longer you charge it, the more it pushes and costs more mana? I have not considered that. I don't even know if it's possible. That's something you should bounce off. You should bounce that off Nick. See what he thinks. Totally worth it. Dargith said Zukin's handle was Toe Sucker Extreme till the team made him change it. Who gave you that info? Where did you hear that? I'm lurking in Slack, always watching. Only feet. You guys are being gross. New topic. New topic. Climbing mechanic win? We already have climbing. Sneaky Russian. Do giants climb? Apparently you just saw one do it. Need to get a pineapple emote? I mean, if you guys... I think there's just a pineapple that you can do. Do we have climb? I mean, it's Unity. We have climbing volumes. You can't climb everything. Of course not. Have people gotten to the giant camp in any test? If so, were they fun to fight? No, these giants were just put in today to help check some things out in the area. Oh, that is a perfect pineapple pizza emote. That's perfect. Hawaiians have ruined their own pizzas. They will not ruin mine. I don't blame the Hawaiians for the pizza. I think that's probably like a German thing. The Germans probably did it. In the 80s, the Germans liked to put pineapple on stuff and call it Hawaii. They had like hamburger Hawaii. They had Hawaii sandwiches. McDonald's actually brought those back at one point. When I was visiting Leipzig, there was McDonald's was doing a run of like Hawaii hamburger here in Germany. It's a Canadian thing? Maybe it's just universal. You're saying it was Sam Pananopoulos, a Greek immigrant who moved to Canada in 1954. He created the first Hawaiian Pizza Hut restaurant satellite located in Chatham, Canada. All right. The Hawaiians did it. I mean, the Hawaiians, the Canadians did it. Blame Canada. You will take no blame for that monstrosity? I keep for you. You're... Sparrow. You're Canadian? I knew this. Because of your friendliness, your cheerful disposition, and a couple of words in your videos, probably, huh? You guys gonna have mini games like blackjack in the inn? It would be cool to have a casino or something. We'd like to. You never know. We may, one of these days, we may just break down and hire a mini game creator. Justin Beard wants a burger right now. Pineapple on one sounds good. It clearly delicious if Germans eat it. Get one of those Hawaiian rolls, those sweet rolls. Am I getting an RTX 5080, 5090? Probably not. I don't think you understand how broke I am. All the extra cash I have, all my allowance for my sugar mama goes straight into M&M. I mean, we had a little pocket change earlier in the year, then we blew it all on airsoft rifles. So, I mean, I'm not going to act like I'm super frugal, but still. You want a mini game creator over a $90 mount? Dude, are you even a gamer? Speaking of, did you see that Hello Games No Man's Sky put out another update? Aren't they fucking awesome? Once the game launches, can we get an M&M card game? Like a physical one? It's funny, I was talking to Hamad earlier today. Like, once the game's out there, if you guys like it and it keeps going, it would be great to make all sorts of stuff. Let Hamad just run with it, make a tabletop role-playing game, some nice source books, fucking grab a couple people that like to write, maybe do some novels. We'll give you our access to our IP Bible. Just all sorts of stuff. Will I DM for you? Dude, listen to me talk. You don't want me to DM. I can barely pull this off. Get somebody like Hamad. That'd be a good DM. Or grab Nicodemus. Yeah, we would love to do physical merch. We just gotta, first thing is we need to actually, you know, ship. Then we need to continue to work on the game. Then we need to hopefully impress enough of you that we are able to retain an audience. And then from there, keep adding to the game, keep keeping you guys interested, and then we go from there. Steve Finn said, I don't know, you tell some pretty funny / cool stories. Are they? I always feel bad afterwards. I'll be honest with you. After a stream, I'm like, oh my god, I did it again. I just talked about random shit instead of the game. Oh, these poor people. They just want to hear all the details of M&M. They want to hear about why their class is going to be awesome. And I'm just telling random ass inappropriate stories. Ugh. It's almost Halloween time. Time for another scary story stream. Oh man. I think I've told all my scary stories. I don't even like to bring them up because then I start to get scared again. We just rehashed last year's scary story stream or whenever it was. It was cool that we had some scary stories in here though. Cards Against Humanity, Monsters and Memories pack. That would be a really fun collab. Justin Beard says, "You think I'm going to be the expert over here in spooky Maine? You probably. I mean, the only place spookier than Maine's probably like Appalachia. Speaking of which, let me scroll all the way back up. Esan said something earlier, and I like mentally flagged it to respond to, and then I got distracted by something else. What was he saying? And I don't see it on here. Sorry about that, Esan. Why are clerics going to be awesome? Fish Guts 68 asks. Because they're clerics? Really curious what he was saying. Well, let me scroll that far back. It doesn't let me see it. Shit. Oh wow, it is tomorrow. Yeah, Jasmine's it's a bank holiday for the Germans. So Jasmine has off tomorrow. Hey, Sanguine. Sanguine. Can't rely on my English skills, folks. Physique, what's up, buddy? Will there be vampires to kill? What, in the game ever? Sanguine. Ever? Probably. I mean, we'll probably like put a vampire somewhere. I mean, it's a fantasy game. You can't officially be a fantasy game without like a vampire somewhere, I guess. I guess. Like Castle Mistmore. But it's already been done. Would you actually like a Castle Mistmore? I don't know, man. I don't know if we have any actual vampire fans on the team. We're more werewolf people. Castle Mistmos. Capel Mistius. How are you guys different than EverQuest? Well, we just made everything... We just turned everything up to 11. We got Kelithic. Castle Mistmost. Will we see a Froglock or Rotanga type racing game? We're currently working on a Ratman, and we've got some Were-Rats. If that counts. Weretropolis. The reason Robot said things are too shiny in the past is because he wants vampires to stand out when we put them in. Shiny vampires sparkle in the daylight. Well, it's true, Zukin. I don't know where you get your vampire lore. Oh my goodness. When I first met Jasmine, one of her punk rock female friends was so easy to trigger all the time. All I had to do is talk about how much I like Justin Bieber and how vampires sparkled in the daylight because I was a Twilight fan. Oh, it was just so easy. I love it when buttons are easy to push. That and guns. Those were the three things I just had to do. 12th night. Of course I've got feelings. A loving button pusher. Fair. Habitual line stepper. That's actually, D-Love's Pudding is the habitual line stepper. Yeah, let's not go too deep into the topic, Wyatt, but I agree. I feel bad for a lot of those young folks out that way. Poor Justin Bieber. I mean, the two Corys, Feldman and Haim, have been talking about it since the 90s, right? Not good stuff. But we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. is it 300? Because I did not set the ID properly. Oh, I hate that. I hate randomly unclustered NPC IDs. But that's my bad. That's my fault. I'm not going to fix it either. I'm just not going to. I will have to. Otherwise, I'll lose my mind. Where are we at? 108. Let's open the database and just fix it. I love having Robert's music in the background. Helps if I spell this right. Oh, that's volume. That's not. How about I actually get in the right spawn? Cool. Oh wait, that's not. Yeah, this. It's 300. Interesting. It's Dave. I hope Robert does a high tension soundtrack for one of the higher level dungeons. Oh, I'm sure he will. Be More Gaming, what's been going on, buddy? Interesting. How is the Mon Amarth concert? You have been busy for a while. It was really good. It was a ton of fun. Really, really fun show. I know the next place. I want to check out some spawns. Anybody doing anything crazy for Halloween with the kids or anything like that? Oh, nice. It's not saving. Vale of Zintar looking good. Scruffy Bard says, and hell yeah, area seems to be coming together nicely. Be more gaming. Hey, thanks guys. Hey, what's up, Tom? Kids don't come around the house for Halloween anymore. They all go to malls, school parking lots for trunk or treat events. Oh, that's lame. There's a street here in my neighborhood that's all Halloweened out, so I'm sure they're gonna have kids walking around doing some cool stuff tomorrow. Our 4 kids are all dressed up as Slipknot characters. You're only like a third of the way towards having the full band. You ever think about that, Sparrow? Just a few more. Youngest is now officially too old to trick-or-treat, but now she wants to go to a party with her friends instead. I think I prefer trick-or-treating fish guts. That I can definitely appreciate that. Dozakar says maybe in the city they go to that stuff. In the less paranoid areas, it's still pretty big. You know what? Fair enough, Sparrow. John says, I've been at my place 14 years and never had a kid show up for Halloween. It's like buying this chocolate for nothing. Eats chocolates. You live out in the boonies, don't you? Justin says, we have kids in my apartment complex. They're nice kids. Well, hopefully they have a good trick or treat, a good Halloween. 108. If 4 kilometers from a non-dirt road is boonies, then yes, I do. Are you saying... Oh, yeah, you're 4 kilometers from an actual road. Hey, if trick-or-treaters show up tomorrow night, I'd be cautious if I were you. Could be like skinwalkers or something. Flickstev says, we're about to get the first rain in 3 months starting tonight, so I imagine even if kids wanted to go out, the rain will keep them in. Oh man, that'd be, that's a bummer for them though, right? Like, poor kids just want to go get some candy. No smell quite replaces the smell of the old school candy bags. Remember when you come home and you have the bags full of candy and you dump them out, and there's just something about that, like mix of various American candies that is such a crazy nostalgic aroma. Dude, the smell. Somebody needs to recreate that. I would absolutely pay for that. Kit Kat tax as a dad. Are there any candies? What candies would you steal from your, like, what would you tax the kids at? What rate? What is your tax rate around your neck of the woods? Twix? All right. Being older now, the quality of Halloween candy is deplorable. You mean, reflecting back on the Halloween candy, you think that that quality is deplorable, or do you think that modern candy is deplorable? My bag was my pillowcase, smelled like teenager socks and chocolate ass. Chudster, there are a lot of questions there. Why did your pillowcase smell like chocolate ass and socks? First of all. Dozakar says Reese's. No, you've got better taste now. Yep. Even today, modern is gross. It was just worse back when you're growing up. That, I don't even believe you're really a kid. That's not true. Nice big area out here. We can probably give him a campfire. Zukin, I can't. I was telling Simon, I can't wait till we have a shark model so that we can have some, the fishermen here with some nice, like a line of just strung up sharks. We took garbage bags or pillowcases out. Dad had the most efficient candy route in the neighborhood. We ate good for like 2 months after Halloween. Eating around, that is awesome. Giant sharks? No, just regular sharks. They eat them like fish. But I mean, there can be giant sharks. American Halloween candy bag dump out candles coming soon. Steve Fence, if you make them, I will purchase. If you create that candle and it smells like it's supposed to, we'll even sneak you in to play some M&M behind the scenes. 20% of total peanut butter cups. I think that's a fair tax. Fish guts. But eating around, that sounds like a quality pop there. That's a quality dad. Candy in the States is trash in general compared to German chocolate. Oh yeah, sure, but nothing replaces the smell and excitement of a bag of Halloween candy. Smarties. So what do we have? Smarties, Reese's Pieces, Tiny Milky Ways, Tiny Three Musketeers, little Hershey bars, Hershey's, what are they called? The Hershey's Kisses. Those really crap ass butterscotches, the cinnamon version of the crap ass butterscotch. I'm thinking like 80s. Milk Duds. What were the dots? There were dots. Tootsie Rolls, yes. Let's see. Candy corns. Oh, Tootsie Rolls, but also, what about the flavored Tootsie Rolls? I did say Milky Way. I did. Or maybe I said Mars bars instead. Oh, Tootsie Rolls are not disgusting. Do you remember the different flavored ones? There was vanilla. There was that badass orange. Vanilla came in the blue wrapper. Orange Tootsie Roll. I think there was a cherry Tootsie Roll. Mini Aero bars. I don't. That's a Canadian thing, I think. Mini Butterfingers. True. Whoppers were good, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, from, but from now, my daughter's not getting candy, so I have to hold back my tax from the candy bowl. I think that's fair. Charge the neighborhood. Chester says, Sean, I'm glad you have fond memories of that. Did you have a sister that was 6 years older than you that dressed you like her little sister each year? No. But, I mean, it sounds like you had an older sister. That's cool. You got to hang out with older sister's friends? No? That seems like a fair trade. Oreos. An Oreo cream big bar. That sounds more modern. 12th night, that sounds like a newer thing. Did you really have... Now, I don't remember individual Oreos back in the day. Fishgut says, we used to mix some school supplies in our candy bowl, and if a kid took one, we pulled out a giant candy bar and gave it to them as a reward. That's brilliant. Rolos. I think I remember some Rolos. Hey, what's up, Nicodemus? D-Dub's Pudding, you have some very, very wrong opinions about Halloween candy. I'm just going to put it out there. 100 Grands, that's a blast from the past. Pop Rocks, Pez, Nerds, the little nerd boxes for sure. Nerds. Payday bars. Did we get little Laffy Taffies? Ooh, Almond Joys and Mounds. Be More Gaming Defense. Brahms? What were that? Brahms candy. It kind of... Yet, I don't think we got Brahms ice cream popping up. Sweet tarts for sure. Oh man, I am so craving like a nostalgic candy bag right now. Bubblegum cigarettes, true. Now and laters, what? Dude, now and laters. Jolly Ranchers, both of those, you chew on them, you're definitely visiting Jasmine's clinic for root canal or whatever. Wax bottles, bottle caps, both of you just said bottle caps, especially root beer, true. Charms, that's true, and they were in the old MREs. I feel like out here we may even jack up the giant size a little bit more, make them a little bit bigger out here, a little brawnier. Candy necklaces and bracelets. I just had a candy necklace because I buy the candy bags. Maybe that's why I like the candy bags so much. If I go to the kiosk here in town, you can buy like a €4 candy bag, and it's just a random mix of candies. And the one that I got over the weekend, I guess, had a candy necklace in there as well. Necco wafers. Oh wait, I remember. I think I actually like those. I think I was that kid that liked them. Fruit stripes gum with the zebra on the package for sure. Yeah, I actually like these, man. I'm like, maybe I'm the only kid that liked these. I really did enjoy these. They remind me of like the Valentine's hearts. They were tasty. If I could dress up as an M&M monster for Halloween, which one would it be? Zukin's Drake would be a good one. That's a fair question. Well, since half of you think that gnomes would count as monsters, maybe a gnome. Black licorice, I don't think I ever got. Lemon heads and fireballs. And Alexander the Grape. No one gave out Big League chewing gum, but it is a good 80s candy. Candy buttons. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think I ever got those. Abba bars and Razzles. I don't remember what either one of them tastes like, but I do. Ooh, fireballs. Yep. Oh, the orange circus peanuts. They were disgusting. Oh, were there little like little boxes or little things of runts? Raisin boxes. That's true. Mike and Ike's. I don't remember the Willy Wonka Scrunch bars. Let me see what. Let me do another experiment over here. Good and plenty. Boston baked beans. Yes, I remember those as well. Those nasty gold chocolate coins. Why do you gotta say everything's nasty, D-Loves Pudding? You keep talking about the quality of these wonderful candies. Fun Dip. Pixie Sticks. Oh shit, Pixie Sticks for sure. Try them in 2024. I eat them right now. I'd eat them right in your face. I'd eat them right in your face. Sour Heads. Oh, the cream lifesavers. Did somebody say lifesavers earlier? Toffee in the wax Halloween wrappers. I don't remember that, but you just made me think, Sparrow, of the wax vampire teeth. Oh, and what about the bottles of the wax bottles with a little bit of liquid in it? Werther's Originals. Yeah, the wax lips, man. Whoa. Chico Stick. Was that just a southern thing? I thought that was just a southern thing, maybe. Twizzlers. Jasmine hates Twizzlers. She thinks they taste just like plastic cable. Shock Tarts? Shock Tarts was 90s, not 80s though, I think. Maybe. York Peppermint Patties, legit. That is a legit call. Jawbreakers, yes. What was that? What was the... You could get like the bubble gums, man. They're the different fruit flavored, like kind of rubber bouncy ball size. Oh man. But it was like those flavors. It's so artificial. Nicodemus, how tall is this dude? This guy is like, how many X? Is he like 3 or 4X the size? Let me see. That guy is massive. Andes? Yeah, yeah. What about the fancy mints? The after eights? Dude, he's 6x multiplier. Okay. Well, I mean, he's noticeable. We may have to adjust that, buddy. I love that you went for it, though. 6x. More Titan. He's more Titan than Giant, I think. He is definitely gargantuan. I don't know his animations, however. Bubblicious Bubble Yum. I don't... I can't remember the name of them. There's Bazooka Joe, that's true. Circus Peanuts definitely deserve a little bit of a... Blow Pops, yes. And somebody had said that earlier, Tootsie Roll Pops as well. You've never seen After Eights from a Halloween haul? I don't know that I have either, to be honest. They're too fancy. Bazooka Joe bubblegum with the jokes. It's got jokes, people. Freshen up? Which had a liquid? Freshen Up had a liquid center. Oh, interesting. I think Skittles... I don't... Actually, we may have missed Skittles and M&M's on the list. Candy plastic raspberries and blackberry things. You don't mean the Haribo ones, right? Tell me you don't mean these. Hey, Enoch. Those are so nasty? What? You have the worst tasting candy. I don't even mind saying it. Look at this deliciousness right here. Yeah, they're gummy. No, they were gummy. They've got a clear gummy inside. You're Amazoning those now. Nice. Dude. Kill switch. You like these whatchamacallits? That feels like a very... That was like in all my comic books. Didn't you have like a whatchamacallit ad in all your comics? Kill switch. The nerds ropes. They're definitely for you. Oh, do you guys know about Swedish candy walls? Hot tamales, yes. Lord talks goodies. So it's like Saturday's treats. All the grocery stores that I would go to in Sweden would have these walls of candy. Yeah, Robert knows what's up. Lord Dog's Goodies. I think I'm pronouncing it okay. Jasmine just walked in. She can fix my pronunciation. Dude, this is addictive when you're going to the grocery store in Sweden. I would walk out there with like a kilo. Oh my gosh. I think you pay by the like 100 grams. And I'm just always smashing a kilo of this stuff. Your messages do show up on my stream. I can see it, Robert. What you're looking at is a Swedish candy wall. In the various grocery store, they would have these, and you just go there with a bag. See a little bag down there? You don't... just reload the page, Robert. Twitch is not the best application. Need a Swedish wife, not a candy wall though. Please help. I'm thinking we could probably pull off candy wall first. I don't know. His don't show up on the bar across the bottom either? Weird. Maybe he is shadow banned. We should have a candy shop in game. We absolutely should. Which city would have the candy shop? The Gnome City. The Deep Gnome City would also have a candy shop, but they would all be laced with psychedelics or something. What's the best candy? Real question. Alright, so we've listed all the candies, but what is the absolute best? D Loves Pudding told us all of the candies that are the worst, because he's a hater. We didn't miss Three Musketeers. I said it early on. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Chiclets. Butterfinger. Or are you saying Chuckles? Hello. How do you pronounce the Swedish candy wall, the Lord Talks Buddhist? Junior Mint? Alright. Sour Patch Kids are your favorite? Buenos? The Kinder Buenos. Dubai Pistachio Chocolate Bar. What is the deal with that shit? So we had a refrigerator show up in one of our grocery stores here with Dubai Pistachio chocolates. And they were something like 15 or 20 euro each. Salted licorice is also tasty. Yeah, there's a lot of licorice in Sweden. They're very big into that. There was a store that sold nothing but licorice right next to my apartment in Sweden. It's just some TikTok recipe that went viral? Interesting. Yeah, Kinder Eggs are pretty awesome. I like anything that's cola flavored, with the sort of the lowest powered cola flavored candy being the cola bottles. I'm not that into them, but like everything else that's cola flavored in Germany is fantastic. Zukin, the giants walking around with various weapons looks pretty badass. Bilbo said I would give up all candy except salted licorice. That stuff is the best. Rope. Rope. We're totally off topic. I'm getting candy rumbles in my stomach. Apologies for those of you that I'm making hungry. Oh, D-Love's Pudding says probably the best chocolate I've ever had. Dude, you're so fancy. You're such a fancy lad. So cool. One of the things that we're going to be doing, it's not really a spoiler, but so I can talk about it, is a lot of this coastline around here. One of the zones that we've already announced that's going to be off this coast is shallow shoals. And, you know, the theme is going to be a lot of these shallower areas, which is nice because then we can have, it's easy for like giants to walk around and things like that. So I was just wanting to see what it looked like when a giant actually walked around in this area, because if I come out here with, I think, let's try human cast, human illusion. Will there be visible fish swimming in the shallows? Maybe. We may have some fish. We may have some like ambient fish. We may have some NPC fish. We've got fish on our list, but I could see us having, I could see it. Ooh, I wonder, since there's no swimming volume, I wonder if swimming volume is going to mess these guys up once it's in. But it shouldn't if it's shallow enough, but I guess we'll see. But that may be something to, Sparrow said I need to find carnivore candy. It's, I mean, there's beef jerky, there's Slim Jim. will you be able to turn into a fish? There might be some fish action. Some fancy Beastmaster transformation or something. I'll leave him for now as a test case. Enchanters, they don't get water breathing or fast swimming, they just look like a fish. Excuse me. I think that'd be good. That seems fair. Sparrow, I'm a little jealous of your carnivore diet. I don't know that I can find enough meat that I want to eat all the time, let alone it also, I mean, it seems like it'd be kind of pricey. How will medding work in water zones? Oh, that's a fair question, Scruffy Bard. Do you feel like you should be able to swim? Do you feel like you should be able to like sit? You took a month off of carnivore and regretted it. You're back on now. Glad that works for you. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of meat. I would love to do it. I don't think I can pull it off. I noticed like almost I consume a shitload of dairy. I was noticing that the other day. Carnivore diet, you can eat eggs, right? I could probably survive if I could eat eggs and meat. Oh, and bread and pasta and fruit and vegetables. Oh, D. Tempura says cheese. I like cheese. Same here. A lot of milk and a lot of cheese and yogurt on my end. Dairy's allowed, also eggs. Well, then I'm probably most of the way there. Always see buffalo in the store and wonder how different it is. Depending on the quality or depending on what you get, it definitely has a different taste. Oh yeah, that was one of the things we loved in Sweden was you could get a lot of like smoked one of the markets had a ton of really good smoked meat. They had bear, elk, deer, boar. Yeah, I was in super GM movement mode. Smoked fish is delicious. There's plenty of that here. Seems like it's gotten kind of pricey though. Smoked trout, smoked herring. Swedish fermented fish, never tried it. I'm not even sure I was ever around anything, like, I'm not sure if I was even around it at any point. I never got invited to any of the cool Swedish midsummer events. C. Martin says you would remember. I think, yeah, I would assume I would. What I mean is I don't know if there was ever any, like, at an event that I went to or something, I just somehow missed it. Probably would have smelled it, yeah. Smells like ass. Tastes like ass. I think you've got to find a better quality of ass then. If you're comparing those two. Not the good ones. There you go. Fair enough. My wife likes fish sauce and I like pickled herring, so we gross each other out equally. Nice. Do I eat anything that grosses you out? Raw garlic. That's really gross to you, but that's not like, that's not gross. You just like, how do you eat it? Right? Bit smelly? Yeah, she said that's gross to her. Meanwhile, she'll come like show me pictures of random mouth surgeries while we're eating dinner. We're eating dinner and she'll just be like, whip out some picture on her phone or something, or her latest like dental surgeon monthly magazine, like, hey, look at this. Oh, speaking of which, since we're totally not even on the topic of video games ever on this stream, did you see the Hamzat fight over the weekend? Speaking of dental surgery. C. Martin says, oh, hell yes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Nope, MMA, Hamzat. Chamaev, yeah. I used to see him in a gym. Hamzat trained at the gym that I trained at in Stockholm because it was only like a block and a half from my house. Yeah, Whitaker's got a rough couple months ahead. That's what Jasmine's saying. Honestly, we were talking about it. I think it's got the potential to be a career ender for him. Jasmine and I were talking about it because Jasmine was explaining like how the jaw breaks there, how it can break there. Awesome, you probably live next to me, Oldenplan.
Yeah.
Yep. Right around the corner. We're on Sveavägen, right where, do you know where the Kappa Bar is? I don't know if it's still there, but there was a esports bar called Kappa Bar. Yep. So I lived in the apartments that were right there. There's like a cul-de-sac or like a roundabout. Basically right behind the Iranian sandwich shop. There's apartments there, and I lived in one of those. Kappa Bar was a lot of fun, man. It was a pretty rad neighborhood. Like, it was the perfect neighborhood for me to move into. I was so blessed to get there. Because I moved there with my dog, and that was my biggest concern, was like, what do I do with my dog during the day? And there's an amazing like doggy daycare in one of the, you know how like the Swedes do everything under the, like in parking garages and stuff, they've got like shit in there. They're very underground people. Anyway, so there's a really badass doggy daycare across the street, a dog park also across the street up the hill, where that little water tower castle thing is. I had Kappa Bar in my parking lot. I had like 3 supplement shops within like a 2-block radius. The Ika grocery store was right there. Had All Stars a block and a half away. I was just like, wow. And it was only a little 2-kilometer walk to work. Amazing. Ever talk to Hamzat? Not in any great detail, just hellos and stuff, because I trained with a guy, I don't remember his last name now and I feel bad. A Bellator fighter named Sirwan. And Suran was always talking to Hamzat, but typically in Swedish, I think they were usually speaking Swedish, not Russian. But there are a lot of Russian fighters, Russian-speaking fighters, a lot of guys from like the Caucasus region, the various like stands in Chechnya and stuff like that. But was in there, yeah, working out and training and stuff in there regularly. If I could go back, I would absolutely try to get at least one session of grappling in with him. It would have been fun to have known exactly what being smashed like that feels like. But the guys there were great. Really cool guys throughout the gym. Let's see. I live in New York City now. It's kind of like that if you add in 6 million people. Yeah, Stockholm's a bit smaller. Magic Man, ICT, thank you for the follow. Sparrow, have a great one. I'm glad you're able to make it in. Always nice to see you. But yeah, I don't, I'd have to watch the link later Delo's putting about the jawbreak. But I'd be curious to see if that isn't a liability to him in the future. Which sucks. Whitaker's a super good guy and a great fighter, but Don't know if this will actually work. Probably won't work. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Here we go. Perfect. I was just turning off those post-process volumes so that I could see in here a little bit better. And 13. Cool. Yeah, so again, just putting in a little bit of a placeholder base pop in here, but essentially a lot of the spawn points and go-tos and things like that will be usable. So even when we change things up later. It shaves off a little bit of time later on to do this. My main thing was just, I'm always curious to see how things are going in terms of once mobs are moving around in here, what it looks like. And then, like we can have one walking through the tunnel here and get a feel for if the nav mesh and geo and stuff is always good. Sorry, not always good. See, I did it again. Unchained said to always be a liability, so my brain just grabbed always and threw it in here. What word would I have said then instead of always? Any? Did this loading screen bug get fixed? The one where a camera gets stuck? We actually ran into that in the editor for the first time that I know of fairly recently as well. So I think that's still in progress. I thought there was a fix. John, do you know, was there a fix? If you're ever curious, Scruffy Bard, if one of the best places to get information on has it been fixed or not is John NS. John, is that your name in Discord as well? I thought it was, but just to confirm. Yep. So John is an excellent go-to on has it been fixed yet? Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Office reference? I'm really bad at movie references like that. Or sorry, TV show references. Whatever, nerd. I have I have important stuff that I've got to remember. Steve Finn said I still have most of the rules to D&D 3rd edition in my head. There you go. Right on, brother. That's good knowledge to have. You know what's something I really enjoy listening to? There are so many really good content creators who just go through like D&D lore and different aspects of D&D and stuff. What is it? Mr. Rex, Jordan. There's a number of them. They're really enjoyable just to listen to. The old TSR novels were so good. I need to finish. I started rereading the old Gary Gygax. Was it the Greyhawk novels, like with Gord the Rogue or whatever. I started the first one a while back and I didn't finish it. I should probably finish that. Just doing a really long patrol route right now in case anybody is interested. Every once in a while, it probably helps for me to tell you what I'm doing instead of just sitting here quietly. Greyhawk is good, but I bounced off of Forgotten Realms really hard. Too many dragons by a score, too much kitchen sink nonsense. Not my bag. What? Bilbo. Not quite sure what to think about you now. I'm such a kitchen sink type person when it comes to fantasy stuff. Like, let's just throw all this shit in here. Wish Palladium grew bigger than it did. I think I've got some. I think I've got some PDFs I could dust off. I mean, that's kind of our thing, right? Like nostalgia. So we got to get it all in. We got to get all of the tropes, all of the monsters, all of the things that you come to expect from fantasy. We got to get all the high in the fantasy. Liz Biscuits. I wish I could do a really good fake British accent. I would say, Liz Biscuits, how are you doing, my dear? I read the book, Ready Player One. I read that book. My fake British accent's perfect, thank you. Is it officially approved by fake British people? I'd like to I'd like to become the Hugh Grant of indie MMO development streamers. But like the new, more modern Hugh Grant that Liz Biscuit said ooh about. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If I could pick anything, I would like to be the I'd like to be either the Gary Oldman, if I've got to pick British accents, the Gary Oldman or the David Bowie of indie MMO development streamers. Oh, there's definitely a lot to unpack with my Hugh Grant reference. Intentionally so, my dear. Oh, yeah. My bad. Payback. Payback. Uh-huh. It was Payback. Yeah, if we don't fix the ability to turn off sandstorms indoors, some of these corridors are going to be pretty damn scary once it kicks off. Let's see. Hugh Grant is in a recently released movie where he's the antagonist villain. Works great for him. Oh, is that the one with the house and the two girls come to visit and it's like a maze or something? We just watched him in, was it The Gentleman? Oh, no, maybe The Gentleman. The one with Matthew McConaughey selling weed. I liked him in that. I did like him in The Gentleman. He was properly sleazy. Movie took a little while to get going, but once it got going. Yeah, okay, the one with the house. Was it good? Was it scary? I liked his wife in that movie as well, The Gentleman, McConaughey's, that is. Because she was one of my favorite characters in Downton Abbey. We may have to rewatch Downton Abbey soon. I guess once The Penguin wraps up, maybe we'll switch back to Downton Abbey. Bilbo said, remember the Family Circus cartoons where the kid walked over an epic adventure of dotted lines to get from the back door to Mom's Apron Springs? Someone needs to spend a day on a pathing setup like that. Then don't put it past us. So he's great in it, very creepy. We may have to check it out then. If it's not like got demons and shit in it, then I'm pretty okay with it. I'm kind of over my whole demonic ghost scary movie thing. Always too much negative energy, man. I'd wake up and feel like shit's staring at me and ugh. Not into it. I was a horror movie fan for most of my life. And I gotta say, I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy. You don't remember Family Circus? That might be an American thing. That was in our American Funny Papers. Best horror movie? Ooh. Yeah, I mean that is thematically appropriate. Quatos. Best horror movie. Event Horizon is pretty good. I mean, it's hard to pick one, right? Even though I just said that I don't watch them anymore because they're too, but there are a lot of good ones. I mean, how do you even compare them? We're doing pretty good today. How are you, my dear musical friend? As Above, So Below is one of my favorites. I don't know if I know that one. I don't even want to Google it. It'll scare me. House of a Thousand Corpses was good. Magic Man says Alien. Solid movie. Event Horizon, as far as sci-fi horror, I do think it's... I was talking to Nick, and I think he said he hadn't seen it before, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's good. Poltergeist, especially when it first came out. Quattro said, good, just wrapping up some voiceover things for work today. Oh, nice. Is it going to be, once that's wrapped up, do you get a little bit of a break for the week? Silence of the Lambs, technically a thriller, but scared the shit out of me as a kid. Fair enough. I thought that was good. Jacob's Ladder, underrated. Poltergeist, love it, but the Munchkin lady doing Carol Ann. Yeah, that lady. Ooh. There was another one up there that I missed. Hereditary. I'm not gonna look that one up either. If I remember correctly, yeah, Jacob's Ladder just was like freaky, right? I mean, I can remember a little bit, but like not a lot. I just remember it kind of scaring the shit out of me. But I was a bit younger then. Mouth of Madness is awesome. One of the better Lovecraftian style. One of the better. It's like top 5 Lovecraft style movies. Right up there with Dagon. At least that's how I forgot. Dagon. If you haven't seen that and you like Lovecraft, super low budget but fantastic. Quattro said, I finished a bunch of projects recently, so I'm in a little bit project limbo at the moment. Well, hopefully it's like relaxed project limbo and not one of those ones where you're like scrounging new projects. Black Hole from 1970. Yeah, the old 70s Black Hole is badass. The first Hellraiser was good. I think the second Hellraiser was also good. The second Hellraiser had the audio. Dude, I just again like I see audiobooks. I can't talk and have my eyes anywhere facing chat. I just start randomly reading words. I don't know if other people do that, but it gets me. First Hellraiser was good. Second Hellraiser had the labyrinth, right? You hated Event Horizon, but it was well made? How dare you, Justin Beard? Oh, there was a movie about a wax museum. Can't remember the name, but a scene where the guy's covering a woman's face in wax. Was it not called Wax Museum? Yeah, absolutely relax. Get to stream till wee hours in the morning, so everything's great on my end. Badass. 10 Cloverfield Lane was good. A Lovecraftian movie. You took it as Lovecraft? Interesting. House of Wax? Waxworks. Maybe Darius is right. Waxworks. Original Jeepers Creepers was pretty badass. If If you want good books, there's like Lovecraftian and Sherlock Holmes. I have them as audiobooks. They're good. There's been a number of things. There's like a Lovecraftian CIA type series that at some point I might read. Arachnophobia scares the piss out of me to this day, Stephen says. That was just a fun one. Be More Gaming, 28 Days Later is one of my favorite movies artistically. Fantastic movie. I forget. Did the same director do Dog Soldiers? The Birds? Okay. Magic Man pulling out some classics. Quattro says, I'm such trash at knowing any movies. I have a hard time sitting down to watch things I can't engage with. Oh, interesting. It's like me in single player games. Candyman is definitely a classic. The original Fly. Remake was good. I agree, Liz. The remake of Dawn of the Dead was solid. Warlock. I've only seen the one Warlock movie. That actor was pretty cool. I didn't realize there was Dude, Phantasm. Don't bring Phantasm up. Oh no. Oh, that one definitely scared the shit out of me as a kid. It still kind of like oogs me out a bit. The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer. That always came on like HBO and stuff when I was a kid. With that one young actor who then just kind of disappeared. The Omen. The Omen series, solid. Dude, Phantasm was sketchy. Puppet Master from 89? I remember the name, don't remember the movie. C. Thomas Howell, that is his name. People Under the Stairs. That was a fun one. I remember just that being fun. Constantine is a movie I've been wanting to rewatch. Let's see how he does going up this hallway. Rosemary's Baby. Isn't there a new TV series or something? Constantine 2. I didn't realize there was one. Is that also Keanu Reeves or? What else you guys got? There's got to be more. The Thing holds up really well. I think. With the practical effects and stuff. Creepshow, decent. The Fog. Ooh, Pet Cemetery with the sister, Zelda. Yeah, Jasmine just made a noise behind me. It. Okay, the original miniseries, not the new movie. Dude, the Ramones Pet Cemetery music video, classic. What was that, 89? Probably thereabouts. Oh, maybe earlier, 87? 87, 89? Cool, he's pathing up this really well. Liz says, "Oh, I saw that with boyfriend, and that weekend he was in a bath, nodded off, and the landlord's cat appeared in the bathroom. Was very similar to the cat in the film. Let's just say he aged drastically that day. Luckily, he didn't hurt himself." Christine is a good movie. What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams, not a horror film, but their depiction of hell and the afterlife was, dude, that was a tough movie. That was one of those fairly tragic ones. Dude, Nightbreed, Unchained. You're right. It's not. I don't consider it horror, even though I mean, hey, what's up, Dark Inside? You know, the David Cronenberg and that was kind of scary. But yeah, Dark Inside, we got giants in the game. Nightbreed was an amazing movie. Clive Barker's stuff. Clive Barker's underrated. I mean, his books, he's got some books that I think would make an incredible series. They just have to be done well. Like the art series, Great and Secret Show and all of that stuff. Magica is good. Sleepwalkers, the movie. Lord of Illusions. Lord of Illusions, the movie, was like a little snippet of that series that has the Great and Secret Show and I think one or two other books. The art. So the big baddie, like the villain in Lord of Illusions, could have sworn is the evil magic user from the series. And minor spoiler, but it's a really badass. I was actually asking ChatGPT about this the other day, because the magic user in that movie and in the books, the way that he found out about Nyx, the way that he found out about magic was he worked at a lost mail office, like in the middle of the country. I don't know, like Omaha or something like that. So any mail that doesn't find its way back somewhere all went to this office, and his boss had him opening letters and packages, and then pulling out any of the valuables, any of the money, and then he got a small cut of it, but it went to his boss. And he started finding more and more like magical references to like the occult and there being like this cult and magic and blah blah blah. So he winds up teaching himself real like magic from all the shit that he finds, and that's how he winds up, you know, his introduction into becoming a powerful magic user. So I don't know, it's a pretty cool book series. Sleepwalkers had shapeshifters in a small town. Yep, I remember that. I thought that was a super cool movie when I was a teen. Finn says, you want to hear something funny? That scene in Conan the Destroyer where the sorcerer is doing the necromantic spell at night, it scared me. Yeah, but depending on your age, that makes sense. My parents let me watch shit like that when I was like 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. They would leave for the night and let me have a stack of VHS, and it'd be like Sword and a Sorcerer, and you know, the demon sorcerer is like pulling people's hearts out of their chests and shit, and I'm like, oh man, terrified the rest of the night. And we lived in Germany at the time, and we lived in this old house, and the living room was on one side of this really dark hallway that went through the middle of the house, and we lived on the bottom floor, and it was just this super creepy old house. And then to get to the kitchen, I had to cross the dark hallway. And then, so every time I went back and forth to the kitchen or to the bathroom, I was terrified. I never thought to follow giants when I saw them walking around by the spider cave. All these giants have just been placed in like today. So there's one big terrifying giant out here in Vale of Zintar. And then there are a couple in a couple other zones scouting around. So depending on which zone you're in. You used to jump as far as you could off the bed. Out of... let me start off. Stephen said, I used to jump as far as I could off my bed out of the bedroom because I thought monsters were under my bed. Fair point. I attempted to bargain with the monsters. I told them I would make a much better monster helper than I would victim, so they should just let me help out. Can't go a single Halloween without watching Hocus Pocus or Ernest Scared Stupid. Hocus Pocus is a good flick. Hocus Pocus and was it The Craft? Dude, the first two Nightmare on Elm Street were definitely scary. The Craft, back when I had a crush on Fairuza Balk. You did tell me about the Freddy rap video, and I looked it up, and I remembered it when I looked it up with the Fat Boys. Got a new bolster pillow, so I can arguably make a new, make a net curtain in one piece now. Oh man, we may have to commission you. Jasmine's she's been using her sewing machine a ton. It's okay, Quados. It's okay. We can all admit that we're a little scared of the dark. What she made? So far, she has made 2 pairs of panties. And a top, yes. And a wallet. The wallet was actually badass. I mean, everything's well designed so far. The panties, there's like some proportions, learning some, you know. 2 pairs. How does mine fit? Snug. I mean, you know, the panties are cool, but let's be real. It's essentially adding another strap to an eye patch, right? Like, it's not... How hard is that? Is that really sewing? Is that sewing? The wallet is pretty badass, though. I sense a slap in my future. Yeah, it happens. So the wallet turned out so good. I'm like, I'm gonna have Jasmine make me all sorts of cool paramilitary gear. All right, man. I'm amped. The pathing's like the pathing in here and the NPC movement in the various places that we tested. It's pretty dope. Dated a girl that looked very similar to Firuza Balk. Sorry to say that's why I dated her. Why? There's nothing wrong with that. The only reason? It happens, man. It happens. Now, if that's the only reason why you married her, that's a different problem. Don't like smokers? What if she smoked a pipe? Pipe smoke. Smells wonderful. How expensive is a pipe? I would say a nice, you know, at least $100. Decent quality pipe. No, I think the pipes, shit. They've just been jittering in general, Nick. We were talking about it earlier. Ollie thinks it may not be an animation issue. It may be a animation interpolation issue. So I've thrown in a few pathers here just to kind of see what things look like. See? It's just been happening in some different places, but I wanted to check out whether or not they're going to have problems going up, like this guy's going up and down stairs. But so far they've been able to navigate pretty well. It's just there's an animation issue going on. Isan! So thanks for your stream today. 12 showings on my apartment today. As much welcome needed. Been lurking, but hear ya. Hey man, sorry I missed your comment earlier. Bilbo, I agree. I've got a few cheap corncob pipes, and then I've got one that's actually like a $100 pipe. They do the same thing. Wonder if we can change Rangers on a supply dynamically when Sandstorm's going to give. I don't know, Nicodemus. I don't know that there's... I mean, if he's got a normal aggro range, I would just leave his aggro range normal. D-Love's pudding, yeah, it definitely happens. Let me see if I can find another, this guy's going smoother, so let me... That said, they're definitely skating for now. Let's see. Let's see if it gets crazier around to go to. D-Love's putting... I wish the Giants' heads had collision so that you could hop down and land on them and ride them. I just realized my Slack had been off the entire stream since I restarted my machine. See if I missed anything critical. We've discussed candy, movies, and gaming. Now I want to eat, watch a movie while playing a game. See? Perfect. Should have made the giant out of ladders so we can cling to them. It's not too late. Really tiny hitbox and you've got to climb up them. Very, Shadow of the Colossus. You okay over there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stutter that we saw earlier is inconsistent, so maybe it has more to do with the nav mesh than it does the animation or whatever. That little twitch right there, I guess you could attribute to the go-to. And that was, I think, nav mesh. And that's probably just distance from me at this point. No? Can we not just make the collider for the stairs a ramp so they just slide up? No, because if we make the, if we can do it for the NPCs only, then that would be good. I think Ali said something about being able to play with the nav mesh to make it so that, it was different for them, like how they ultimately go up it. See you, Unchained. I mean, the steps are pretty big relative to people, so if it was just a ramp, I think it would be kind of. I mean, Simon's gone out of his way to make it so it's easy enough for you to get up there as a player character without having to just like jump all the time, but okay, that'd be cool. Thanks, Simon. I mean, overall, it's pretty close. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Males here, yeah, we're pretty big on giants. Trying to see where the spawn volume is for all these bugs. Did something break? No, the playlist ran out, so I had to tab over and fix it. and I wasn't talking during it. There was a lot of quiet. I mean, but I had just delivered a really good giant joke. So, I mean... Theron, have a great one. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap up in a few minutes as well. Whoa, look how big this volume is. What was big about the joke? Had a pretty massive punchline. The blue space is a possible spawn area, or are you changing something else? Yeah, it's just a really big placeholder spawn volume for just random desert shit. Right? So like bugs and snakes and all that type of stuff. Just moving it out away from where we're starting to add in some giants. And then we'll just refine that over time with new spawns and probably a different volume layout and stuff like that. So, but that's what's been in here for a long, long time now. And we're just now getting in and starting to fill out some stuff going on. When you do the giant tents and huts, are you going to have some cool climbable giant furniture? Maybe. There might be something like that we could figure out. But we'd have to like justify it. There'd have to be like a little rope hanging down or something. Otherwise you can just hop onto it. But yeah. I mean, you know, they got big fires and stuff. Go up and show you how big the tent is. Alright, Bill, have a great day. But yeah, that's a Males here, that's an interesting point. Jumping around on some, like, if we had a footstool here, maybe I could jump up onto that and then onto the table. I think that'd be pretty fun. I have to play around with some propping and see if we can make that happen. Thank you for the idea. That's good. Like collect an item from the table or just in general? Yeah, mud action on top of there. I dig it. Cool. All right. Well, you know what? As people are starting to roll out of here, I think it's about time for me as well. We're hitting the 3-hour mark. Males here said, really good to see truly giant enemies. It's often avoided in games. Yeah, we're pretty crazy. We do big giant stuff. We do tiny little stuff. Look at the size of this guy's staff, massive. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up, and I will see you guys on Friday. Everybody have a wonderful Halloween. Be safe. If you've got kids, I hope they have a blast. Enjoy the candy. Be sure to get your candy tax out of their bags. Fielder, see you later, John. Scruffy Bard, thanks for being here. McAaron, Zukin, good night, my dear friend. Night, Simon. Good night, D. Mail's here. You're very welcome. Thanks for popping in. Later, Kumadar, Be More Gaming. Yep, I'll be here Friday. Justin Beard. Choose Tannhauser. Later, Zareki. Cool. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful Halloween. I will see you on Friday, hopefully. And yeah. Bye-bye. Night, Nick.